Hi again. Well, here we are again. Thanks for coming back. Firstly, a quick review of yesterday. I got loads wrong. I think everything I said wouldn't win, did win, but the four races. But I'm the first one to admit it. One of those things. I put my head on the chopping block and I'll say what I think. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I do well. I think that Bapachinta won pretty well really first race, surprisingly. And then Ban Empire, of course, just got there when I said it wouldn't win. Fame and Glory, placed late there. Well, we all know what happened with that. Big gamble landed, won well, class of the race, but it didn't, hadn't looked to be in the same sort of form as it was last year, but obviously they've got it back how it should be. Sagamore, another one, I thought that it would have, poor favourite, I thought that other horses in the race have got as good a chance at better odds, but wrong again. And finally, best bet so far, Brown Panther, absolutely bolts at one of these week, winners of the week. And if you followed me what I said, you'll have had the exact two. I think it paid 15 quid, something like that. So that made up for a few of the losses. So on to today's racing. Tricky racing, again. Nothing really outstanding. But let's hope for a winner or two. Draw's a bit unconclusive now. Yesterday with middle looking good at first race on the straight track, and then later on the high looked good again. So you don't know. And there's been more rain. And I think there's been 11 millimetres overnight, another 4 this morning, and it's still raining. So it's going to be pretty testing by the end of the day. And I've also just noticed that Paul Hannigan's not riding. He's got his injured shoulder, so there's his neck. So there's a few replacements there. So first race, 205, Phillies race, and you know my thoughts on these. A no bet race. But briefly, Iclair, they bought into Intrabill after their debut when she won it well, but it was a pretty naff race. She won it well, but it was a naff race. Lily's Angels should have won the Iller Needle at Beverley, but got beat, and now looks ready for a step up to 6-7. Tierlen's favourite, and a favourite chance, but doesn't look anything outstanding, and I won't be having a bet on it. But I've always liked Sweet Chili, and she's been improving as I thought, and I think the step up in trip will do well, and that I think she might make the favourite go. And I if I'm having a bet, I would be having maybe a small place bet on that Sweet Chili. King Edward 7 Stakes, it's a weak race really for 86 grand prize money. A lot of them unproven on going, just having moderate form. Nothing particularly stands out, but the going can make a difference. World Domination, I don't think looked good enough, and I thought the second string of Sir Henry's Glen Cadden Gold is a more progressive look and look more likely to go on the going, but they should know better than me. But after yesterday's, I don't know. Nathaniel improved £30 on his ratings on his last race, and what it a fluke. It didn't look to be on the Chester track, so it looked like there could be more to come. But what it a fluke, will he do it again? There was no apparent reason why he did that improvement. So I'd like to watch him again before I backed him. Two with solid form, and I think most likely to fight out the finish are Genius Beast and Glenn's Diamond. It's a plus that both wins have come with Ahmed Achtabi riding him rather than Frankie, so I think that's good. And he's one on the going, and his form it looks equal along with that of Glenn's Diamond, who I think is the other one with the best form in the race. But the 5 yards a bit quiet at the minute, so I would go with genuine Genius Beast if I was having a bet, but it's not a betting race for me, just to watch. Coronation Stakes, another fillies race, so another no bet race. Nothing outstanding in the race, and yet a few yet to encounter this soft run, which could either hinder them or improve them, which you don't know. Outside I like is I Love Me. I think she has looked as if she'd wanted the softer ground, and I thought she'd run well behind Codemaster, who ran here the other day and ran well. Not much between the Irish runners together and Cleome Salas. And if Cleome continues what was rapid improvement and improves again, she's only got a length to find on the favourite, and she's about 3 times the price. So I know better from race for me, but I would maybe have an interest in that Cleome in the place market. I think it's about 4s in the place market. Wolferton handicap, favourite Green Destiny, too short for me. Might win, but 2 to 1 in a race like this, not for me. Didn't look. She looked impressive. Sorry, he looked impressive last time, but flashed his tail. Got on the heavy going, but not in a strong race. And this is going to be a different race again. And I just wonder when he's got a bit of pressure applied to him, like he will today, whether he'll do what you want him to do. So he might win, but at 2 to 1, not for me. Spanish Duke runs too many poor races for my liking to win a big race like this. And I think I guess second string Shamali, ridden by Ryan Moore, who wouldn't ride for no reason, has an equal chance on form. But going to concern, he's only run once on the going, and he ran poorly. But that was on his debut, and it could have been that he weren't ready. I've narrowed it down to a couple of runners. Big odds that I think have a chance of winning if the favourite, as everyone thinks. But you need to subscribe to find out what they are. So you need to put your hands in your pockets and subscribe to us guys down at Betting League. Um, and if you don't want to subscribe to me, like I said, there's lots of other good guys on there that are getting some nice winners consistently and are free. So you can have a go at those as well. I can subscribe to me and go with those. 5 o'clock, Queen's Vars, a good race for up and coming stayers. Not many of them have run over this trip or on this point, so you've got to have a bit of guesswork. You've got to be involved. But form wise, Eternal Art can't possibly beat stablemate Namibia on these terms. £16 for 1.5 lengths. Can't possibly improve that much, surely. Another stablemate I like is Halifax. Interesting in that Richard Hughes rides for the yard, which is not often, but it's an older performer, and if the other two runners go a bit fast, it could come into his own. Solar Sky from NSS Yard, again, doesn't look good enough at what done so far, but it's a genius this Henry, and you never know. But I've narrowed it down to just a couple of runners. I think probably the best exactor of the meeting, and we've already had two correct ones, so I think we've got a good chance of an exactor here as well, but you need to subscribe to find out what they are. 5:35, Buckingham Palace Stakes. This is more like it. Loads of runners, strong pace, doubts about the draw, doubts about the going, easy peasy. Yeah, well, Also, be warned that a few non-runners, but the reserves have got into the race as well to keep the race open. Going's going to be really testing by now. Last race at day, so you need a strong stayer and a horse that acts on the going. Dock of the Bay is consistent and has got Cosmos form, but Going's got to be winning for this standing Nichols runner. Colt Bay, I don't think it's good enough. Not on anything he's done so far, but they could be on a roll if Green Destiny's won the early race, so you never know. Free for All has obviously been out to train because not had many races, and it could have more to come. But the going at Trip has to be what it is in what's going to be a tough race to win. I've noted down to four runners I think have a chance, but once again, you need to subscribe to find out what they are. Speak to you again.